Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. Hi, everyone. It's the Arky. I know it's not Tuesday, but it is Thursday, December 31st, 2020. And I really just wanted to talk to all my Facebook friends and YouTube friends to just let you know and wish you, first of all, wish you a happy new year in advance. So it is about 7:42 in central time zone here in the US. And so it's not yet midnight, but it's New Year's somewhere in our beautiful world. So I want to get on and just wish you a happy new year. And I know because I've gone through some things, I know many of you have gone through so many things over the past year. And I remember the end of 2019 thinking, wow, it's 2020, it's a new decade. This is going to be the best year ever. I remember having all those thoughts about, creating vision for 2020. I remember seeing advertisements and commercials for things for 2020, and also seeing so many conferences, whether they were spiritual conferences or personal growth conferences or whatever, about vision in 2020, because it was a new decade. And so for us, we all over the world look forward to 2020. We did not know what 2020 was going to behold for us. One, the pandemic, of course, then the social unrest, and then the political climate. I mean, and then our economy. A lot of you, some of you, I want to say a lot, but some of you have lost your jobs, because I lost my job. I was blessed to find another one, but I did go through being laid off for a minute and not having the um, the salary and the funds that I used to have. So we've gone through a lot. Some of us have lost relatives, and some of those relatives passed away due to COVID-19. Some passed away from accidents or sickness or whatever. So we've lost, and we're grieving, as well. So there's many things that we can look back on 2020 and think, wow, I mean, I don't know how I made it. I don't know if I want to even continue on. We think of all these things, but I want to, really encourage you to pinch yourself. And I'm going to pinch myself. So if I pinch myself, I can feel that, and that means I'm alive. And so even though 2020 may not have turned out the way I wanted it to turn out, but I made it through. So every quarter, if you think about it, starting in the first quarter, we experienced some changes. I mean, we heard about this COVID-19, the coronavirus. People were calling it the Chinese virus. I mean, it was so many derogatory things about it, but we didn't really understand, but we got through it, and it came to the US. It was in other countries, and we didn't know what it meant. We just knew that this virus was here in our cities, in our states, and some of us in our homes, and we had to deal with it, and we had to be on lockdown, and we went from working outside of our homes and our kids going to school every day to now I'm at home, I'm working from home, and my kids are at home as well. And not only are they at home, but they have to learn, they have to grow. And so we went through that whole shift of from being really busy too. I noticed that I had so many things lined up for 2020, between attending different events that were going on, to weddings, to accomplishing goals. I had trips I had really planned and thought about for 2022, and when the lockdown happened, those things were kind of on a halt, and many of us had to adjust. So we had to go from being super busy with our families and having our kids in sports and and being there, and as a single person being involved in everything we can be involved in, having all these goals, having career goals, all of that, to standing still and to being still. So we kind of, we adjusted, and we didn't like it, and it felt like our world was ending, because I know I felt like that, that my world was ending. And then the second quarter comes, and we get this social unrest, and now we're being like challenged, because many of us have had certain things that we've thought about over years. We've had a certain way of thinking, and now, with us sitting at home and being around our families and going through things, we begin to realize that, oh, this is happening in our world, and I'm not sure if I'm okay with what's happening in our world. Like, I don't know if I'm okay with raising my kids in a world that continues to look at people's color, and decide I'm going to judge them on their color. So that's a whole another thing, right? But we all had to deal with it. We all had to deal with it. Why? Because we were sitting still. We weren't all busy, and we didn't just hear about it, but um, we had to really deal with it. So then the political unrest. I mean, there are so many things that have gone on in our political world, no matter where you're at in the whole world, no matter what country, there are things that have happened due to coronavirus, due to the social unrest. And so this is the first time, I don't know about you, but in my lifetime, that I think that I look at the world as a lot smaller. So it used to be so large. Like, even when I was younger, I remember thinking, where is China? Like, that just seems so far away. And now, on a monthly basis, sometimes in meetings, I'm constantly talking to my coworkers who are in China or in the UK. And so it's no longer this foreign concept and this large world, because we can Skype with somebody, we can Zoom with someone in another country, and it brings us closer. And so when we went through everything, the three things this year, we really saw the world come together. But how did that affect your individual household and your individual self? It did. And so for 2020, it's easy for us to get caught up in, woe is me. You know, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know, why is this happening? Like, it's so easy when things happen to think about ourselves, but it's so important that we begin to not just not think about ourselves, but to also think about others. And so I really want to encourage you, for those, who are watching, whether you're watching it live or watching the replay, to the next coming, this weekend. I mean, think about it. We have really a 4-day weekend, some of us. But think about who you can reach out to just say, hey, just checking on you. Sometimes we think that people are okay because they're not reaching out to us, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're okay. Sometimes that just means that they don't want to bother those around them. So I, want to encourage you to do that, to really take some time and, reach out to those people, and those people in your life that, you've been thinking about, and they've been on your heart, they've been on your mind, and just reach out and see if they are okay. So that's one of the things. Second thing is, be grateful that you are alive. And I know you, again, as I said earlier, you may not be where you want to be. You may not have the money you wanted to have, or have the job you wanted to have at the end of the year, or have the relationship or the marriage you wanted to have at the end of 2020. But thank God, or whoever you follow, that you are alive, that you was able to wake up this morning, that you're able to say Happy New Year to those that you love, that you are able to, um, celebrate a new year. We don't know what 2021 will like give us, but it doesn't matter what it gives us. It all matters what we do with it. So whether 2021 is another year where, yes, we have a vaccine, but yes, it's gonna take time for everyone to get it, and maybe I'm gonna be on the bottom list, or you are, and I may have to be remote longer, or I may have to stay home longer, or whatever, right? but take that time to really get to know who you are, and take that time to reach out to other people. The other thing I wanted to just talk about is, with the new year, still dream. Like, even though I had plenty of things on my vision board for 2020, and I don't know if any of those things I accomplished. And I say that because, yeah, I don't think I did. I need to look at my vision board to figure it out, but I think that pretty much we we did our vision boards in January. My family did, and I remember my birthday's in February, and in February, that's when I started hearing more about, COVID-19, and in March we were locked down. So I don't think I've really accomplished anything on my vision board. And when I think back, I think that I was when we were going through all of that, even though I hung my vision board up in my bedroom where I can look at it every day, I don't remember going back to it because it was very, very challenging for me. I don't know about you. Um, when that all happened back in March, so my vision board just became like a placeholder, or a just something on the wall, like a decoration. When in previous years, I would do a vision board, I would hang it up, and I would go back to it, and I would say, okay, let's see. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to eat more fruits and vegetables. I want to go on this trip, and I will look at it, what I want to say, throughout the year. And I would say that I accomplished some things. But this year, I don't remember going back to my vision board. Um, I don't remember my vision board, to be honest. So I say that to say, but even though I made this vision board of things I want to do through 2020, and I don't know about you, but I feel like my life shifted. And there were things that I had no idea that I would even accomplish or think about in 2020. It happened. So I almost need to make it like an accomplishment vision board now, of things that I've accomplished that wasn't even on my original vision board. And I say that because it is so important that you still dream. And I know it's in 2020. A lot of us are like, thank God 2020 is over. But take some time over the next couple of days and write down your vision, write down your dreams, write down the things that you want to accomplish in 2021, and stress yourself. Write down things that may be unimaginable, because you never know. You may have an opportunity to reach those dreams. So do that. Create a vision board, or at least write it down on sheet of paper and maybe hang it on your wall. One day I'm going to show you my wall of my accomplishments and stuff, and certificates that I've earned in 2020. And the reason why I did that is because having something in front of you, especially having your accomplishments in front of you, gives you that motivation to keep going. Because life in 2020 was not easy for any of us. It was not like this peaches and cream. It was very, very tough and very challenging. But as I went through 2020, and you know, life handed me not only lemons, so to speak, but it handed me watermelons, it handed me cantaloupe, it handed me so much stuff. And many times I would get discouraged, and I would get weighed down with the burden of life and things, and not only what was happening in the world, but what was happening in my own house. And so what was happening to me. So when that was happening, I decided that, you know what, I'm gonna put my accomplishments in front of me. I was doing my John Maxwell, doing certifications, and I thought, let me put this in front of me so that can motivate me to keep going. And we need to do that. So as you enter 2021 and you think about, what do I want to accomplish in 2021? Because I'm alive. I don't have to be alive. I can not be here right now, but I made it through 2020, and I'm alive. So now, as I look forward to 2021, what can I do? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? What are my goals? And at the same time, when when 2021 brings those challenges, they may not be as big or as much as 2020, but they may be. We don't know. When they do, and you're accomplishing things, put those accomplishments in front of you to remind you that you can keep going, that you don't have to give up, that your goals, your desires, that you can go for them and you can do something with them, and you know how to adjust. I think that's the biggest thing for 2020 that I've learned is that I'm much more resilient than I thought I was. And because I can sometimes be very, very structured, 2020 taught me that I do know how to be flexible. Maybe not in everything, but I do know how to be flexible in some things. So, wanted to share that with you as well. But 2020 is in the US, in the Chicago area, we have about 4 more hours until midnight comes. In other parts of the world, it's already New Year's, so Happy New Year's in advance. For those of us who are in the US and we have, the next 3 to 4 hours, even 6 hours to say Happy New Year's, I want to encourage you to reach out to your family and friends and say Happy New Year. But to remember that you are alive, you made it through, and 2021 is going to be the best year we make out of it. No matter what life throws our way, it's up to us how we respond to it. And so I may not be where I want to be on New Year's Eve as far as like my life, but I'm still here. I'm still alive. And I hope that you feel the same way. But I wanted to just all my Facebook and YouTube friends to say Happy New Year. I don't really drink champagne, but I do like a glass of red wine every once in a while. So this is my go-to drink for tonight. And I am going to be watching some movies and just relaxing. I did dress up in my nice sparkling, I guess, shirt. You really can't see it. Oh yeah, there she go. You can see it a little bit. My little sparkling shirt, and did my makeup because I didn't want to go into 2021 all drab. It's already been a rough year, so I thought, why don't I just, wear a nice, pretty shirt and get my wine ready so I can, when 2021 hits, hopefully, again, like I said earlier, I can stay awake, and I'll be able to say, "Hey, Happy New Year," and just look forward to what is going to happen in 2021, in my life. That's going to change a lot in 2021 as well. So, Happy New Year! Cheers! Happy New Year to you in advance. May 2021 be the best year of your life, no matter what happens, and may you continue to move forward in your personal growth in becoming the best person that you can be, knowing that it's going to be rocky to make changes, but making those changes that are worthwhile is never a loss. It's always a win. So cheers, Happy New Year, and I will see you. We'll see you in 2021. I'll be back on Tuesdays to offer some encouraging words, some challenging words, and let you know that I'm in your corner and I'm here for you. Thank you.